Hi guys, we are back for week 10 of the College Football Countdown with Mare. After two heartbreaking back-to-back losses, Clemson is up for a huge challenge with number 12 Notre Dame traveling here this weekend. All eyes will be on the Garrett Riley offense as they are going to have to execute to match Irish quarterback Sam Hartman, who is getting hot on a 2-game win streak. The last meeting between these teams in Clemson was when the Irish upset the Tigers back in overtime in 2020. The Tigers could really use this win as a big confidence booster. Now moving over to Tuscaloosa, I first off want to wish a very happy 72nd birthday to Coach Nick Saban, who will be taking on LSU, where he used to coach back in the early 2000s. With a 1-point loss last year in overtime, Jalen Daniels has potential to make history by beating Saban back-to-back, which hasn't been done by a quarterback since Drew Brees at Purdue. But the Crimson Tide, ranked at number 8, know it's time to hit the gas if they want a spot in the national championship. All is good down in Athens as the number 1 Dogs host number 14 Missouri in what is expected to be another blowout win. The two-time defending NCAA champions have won their last 3 SEC matchups with a combined 131-53 score. Quarterback Carson Beck has completed 19 out of 28 passes last week against Florida, throwing for 315 yards and 2 touchdowns, and is now second in the SEC for passing. Let's hope the Missouri Tigers can give the Dogs a good fight, but Georgia seems to remain an unstoppable machine. Out in Colorado, we have 2 of the United States' highly decorated military universities facing off against each other, Army and Air Force. Air Force is ranked number 17, where they utilize their run-centric offense to rack up first downs and finish drives out with touchdowns. Army attempts to emulate Air Force's offense, but unsuccessfully, explaining why the Golden Knights only scored a combined 14 points in their last 3 games. With Army winning 2 out of the last 3 matchups, the Falcons look for a victory at home this Saturday. Finally, last but not least, we have a classic in-state rivalry between Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. With the Sooners coming off a loss last week and Oklahoma State blowing out Cincinnati, both teams are hungry for a win. Oklahoma State's shining star is their running back Ollie Gordon, who has had 987 of his 1,087 yards in the past 5 games. Gordon is also responsible for 11 of the Cowboys' 28 touchdowns. It makes sense he is back-to-back Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week. However, the Sooners have an offensive weapon of their own. Quarterback Dillon Gabriel, who, despite losing to Kansas last week, threw for 171 yards, completing 14 out of 19 passes with 1 unfortunate interception, but made up for that by rushing for 3 touchdowns and 64 yards. Between the 2 quarterbacks, I'd take Dillon Gabriel over Alan Bowman. There you have it, and we will check back in for Week 11.